These women quickly realize they're not there just to be seen and just to be eye candy. They're there to serve. And if they refuse, they're labeled difficult, dropped, blacklisted, threatened, or even actually these men acting on these threats, which is the story of a few yachters we'll be discussing a little bit later. A former yacht girl told stylists in quote, "You don't know if saying no means you lose the gig, the money, or worse, your safety," end quote. This is an ad by BetterHelp. Workplace stress is now one of the highest indicators of declining mental health. Today, now 60. Let's get into.
Look, every time an ad comes up for fucking mental health, this is what I'm gonna say to you. You don't need to do all that shit. Literally, what you do, meditate, go within, better your diet, hit the gym, go out in the nature, ground, as in take your socks and shoes off and go into the grass and ground. Get off your phone. Don't be on your phone the first hour to 2 hours that you wake up. And if you can't do that, just do 30 minutes and just make it wide. Like literally, there's so many other steps you got to do. Yeah, I understand that this is an ad and shit like that. You know, it's how she's making her bread. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all don't have to do that because they're gonna charge you for that shit. You want to get rid of your anxiety. You want to get rid of any type of mental health disorder. Get off the pills and shit like that. Just better yourself and learn more about yourself and be okay with being with you. Love yourself. That's my ad for you.
To step 5, the payoff, which is how much money these girls are making that makes them continuously go back, recruit other girls, and basically live a humiliation ritual. So for those who comply and do their job while they're there, the money is very much so real, okay? These girls are making $10,000 to $50,000 a weekend.
Damn!
Some girls only going once or twice a year and making $100K plus.
10 to 50 grand a weekend? Nigga, that's what I make in a whole fucking year. I'm starting to rethink. I'm starting to recalculate it. Because I ain't gonna lie. Seeing that shit, me being all about the money, you can't be all about the money though. You can't be all about the money, man. I can't. I was about to be one of those thoughts. I was about to be one of those whores. Can't be all about the money. So, nope. Not doing it. Nope.
Yes. So they do their 100K, that's their little 9 to 5 in their head, okay? They make that 100K and then they go back to Miami and they're dealing with the rich men there that are paying for their rent, paying all their bills, getting them nice gifts. So it's literally a weekend job of being humiliated and they're good for the rest of the year.
So what if they have a weekend on the boat and they getting paid the 50 to 100K and they go back to Miami or to wherever they was from and they got rich niggas that are taking care of them, buying them gifts, paying for everything. What the fuck do they need to go on that boat for? What the fuck do they need that 100K for? They not investing the shit. We already know that. They're not investing it. They're not putting it in crypto. So what's the point of you doing that and getting that money?
And sometimes it's not only money. They're getting luxury gifts. They're getting luxury bags. And they're getting extended invites to come again. But every time you say yes, it gets harder and harder to walk away. Because now you're known. And you now have a target on your back. Once you do that one heinous act, you are just one scandal away from being exposed from your perfect online persona. And even if the women don't care if they get exposed, the money is so long that it will probably entice you to keep doing it. Some women are probably heavily sedated while they're doing these acts, so they don't remember it.
Got the Cassie treatment.
Want to go back more and more because the money is so darn good. And as for the industry,
getting the Cassie treatment, bruh. It's literally getting the Cassie treatment.
Y'all know Hollywood loves girls who don't ask questions and don't speak up for themselves. So when they do as they're told, they get rewarded. Think about some people that got famous literally what seems like overnight. And it's not because like they're uber
I
talented.
may
They're
make
probably,
another
like, they're
smoothie.
not that talented, or their pictures look like every other girl online. What makes them so special? They don't really have that big of a personality. Well, some of these girls are going on these yachts and they're doing a good job, quote unquote, on these yacht trips. And next thing you know, they have a new team, new designer wardrobe, 5-star vacations, and zero explanation of where all that came from. And like I said, that's because this system rewards silence and obedience. Not talent, not hustle, just straight compliance. So I'm sure you guys want to hear real firsthand accounts of people that have been former yacht girls or people that have worked on these ships where yachting is happening. So many crew members on these yacht boats have shared testimonies of sexual coercion, isolation, and psychological abuse. While the industry tries to cover this up with NDAs, yacht photos, and influencer story posts, people have been talking for years about this, okay? So from former yacht crew members, to models, to strippers, and women on the inside, they have literally risked their livelihoods to speak about the problematic aspect of yachting. In the Facebook group Women for Women Yachting, hundreds of crew members shared stories of rape, harassment, and manipulation. One woman wrote that her job description...
Bruh, see, because the biggest thing about these billionaires and millionaires, they will not take no for an answer. And that's a positive and a negative. And in these females' cases, it's a huge negative, to which that don't even cross their brain when they are thinking about, you know, going on a random man's boat. Like, they don't even think about that. They in La La Land. Oh my God! Like, he gave us a bunch of Balenciaga, and I'm getting this money, and I'm on a boat. I'm in Belize. I'm in Morocco. I'm in Dubai. What you don't understand is that when he asks you to do something and you don't do it, he don't give a fuck about no gifts. You gonna do it, or else. And that's gonna come with it's gonna come at a detriment to your spirit and your mind and your body. It's gonna take a physical, mental, and spiritual toll on you.
Was quote unquote hostess, but she was told to be quote unquote available to the guest and not to say no. In an article written on Might Delete, a crew member said that they were reprimanded for trying to stop male guests from groping female staff. Another said, in quote, "It's not worth speaking up. The guests will be gone in a day, but you'll be fired by the morning." End quote. And a lot of times on social media when people discuss yachting, they make it out to be a joke. Women are flown to Coachella, Cannes, Monaco, and Dubai thinking that they're there to look pretty, to network, or be seen. But once you're inside, it's clear you're not the guest, you're the product. And the deeper you go, the harder it is to leave. Because the moment you say no or speak out or stop playing that role, you're no longer valuable, you're now a liability.
Literally, the best thing for you to do, say if you were to, like, it's your first time doing it and you peep that shit, the best thing for you to do, as soon as you get that gut feeling, I'm dipping out. I'm never doing this again. I'm chilling. I'm cool. I got my little bread. Or even, like, if they even try to do some shit, listen, I'm not comfortable with it. I'm chilling. I'm cool. And then just take that blacklisting. Because the only way it's gonna go is worse. It's only gonna get worse if you say yes to one thing, you have to keep saying yes, and then you're gonna get too deep, like she says, and then you're gonna want to be out, and then it's gonna be some bullshit. You're digging yourself a hole. Versus, ooh, I see that little. I already did myself a little hole. I'll make it easier for myself. It's gonna be a little backlash like that, but I'm gonna go ahead. Peace out. I'm chilling. I'll take whatever comes with it. I'm not comfortable with it. Or when they reach out to you, just say fucking no. It's gonna be difficult unless you got morals and standards. It won't be difficult at all. But really, just say no. I'm cool. I'll grind and build my shit on my own. But a lot of females don't want to do that. They want that quick. They want the quick dopamine. They want the quick fix. And that quick fix comes with long-term issues and problems.
Victoria's Secret supermodel Emma Ratajkowski, who goes by Emrata, and that's what I'm going to call her in this video, is one of the few public figures who's spoken out about yachting. In her memoir, My Body, she describes being paid $25,000 to attend the Super Bowl with billionaire Zhao Lo. She said she had no idea why she was there or how long she was expected to stay. She said, in quote, she was on the clock, unsure of when she'd be allowed to leave or who had to approve it. She also described being taken to Coachella with 14 other young models, noting how promoters positioned them as accessories for men with money and influence. She said this in quote, over time, it became harder to hold on to the distinction between me and them, the ones playing the game. Maybe they were just playing it better, end quote. This isn't just a few billionaires inviting pretty girls to party. Yachting is systemic, it's strategic, it's deliberate. The Stylist magazine launched an investigation to go more in depth on yachting, and during their investigation, it was revealed that this world operates through middlemen, promoters, agents, and fixers, many of whom—
Literally, you will never, ever touch or talk to the billionaire, most likely until you're fucking them. I'm not even gonna cap. Because they got a whole team and shit like that to where it's like, they have their layers covered to where it'll never get back to them. Like they have a team of legal, they're gonna have a team of people that they don't have a wall of people to where like it'll never come back to them, or it's gonna be hard for them to come back, hard for the stuff to come back to them. And even then, like with Emily, with her doing that and saying that she was on the clock, a lot of these billionaires and shit, like look at that nigga, bro. Sorry, look at that chicken, because he's Asian.
no idea why she was there or how long she was expected to stay. She said, in quote, she was on the clock, unsure of when she'd be allowed to leave or who had to approve it. She also described being taken to Coachella with Victoria's Secret supermodel Emma Ratajkowski, who goes by Emrata, and that's what I'm going to call her in this video, is one of the few public figures who's spoken out about yachting. In her memoir, My Body, she describes being paid $25,000 to attend the Super Bowl with billionaire Zhao.
Look at this chigga right here, bro. You telling me, and this is, look, no money involved. This chigga would not have no type of confidence or anything to pull a bad female like Emily Ratajkowski, Rada, right? Like I'm trying to think. I don't know what he looks like. I honestly don't know what he looks like. He looks like a pepperoni. But you can just tell just by looking at him. It's like, yeah, he's the type to, he's not going to talk to you at all. He's not going to talk to no bad females, and he's going to have everybody else go ahead and send the females to his room, and they already know what to do. Because if they don't, someone getting fired, someone getting fucked up. Like this is why not everybody deserves money and power and greed. Because I'm sure that he's raped a couple females. I'm not even gonna say a couple, a decent amount of females, and he's just gotten away with it. In which he's gotten away with it on the 3D, the physical realm. In the spiritual realm, oh nah, he's cooked. And ain't no telling if he is on the spiritual shit, but if he's like, you know, working with like other like entities and shit like that and doing it, bruh, he's cooked. But if he wasn't rich like he was, he wouldn't be able to pull her. And also, even with him being rich and having that money, I'm sure he's still lame. I already know he's still lame. Any billionaire is lame because they got to tell other people to go get a female. Oh, I like her. Tell her to come back. Tell her to come with me. Versus going up, hey, I fuck with you. Let's go. Because if you was a real nigga with some money, I'm just thinking about myself. I'm a real nigga without money. I'm that nigga without money. But if you a real nigga with money, and you got a whole bunch of females, bro, they gonna be choosing you. Dead ass, they are gonna be choosing you, bro. Like they gonna want to be the one that's feels special around you, not the one that you got to send somebody else to go get.
Low. She said she had no idea why she was there or how long she was expected to stay. She said, in quote, she was on the clock, unsure of when she'd be allowed to leave or who had to approve it. She also described being taken to Coachella with 14 other young models, noting how promoters positioned them as accessories for men with money and influence. She said this, in quote, over time, it became harder to hold on to the distinction between me and them, the ones playing the game. Maybe they were just playing it better. End quote. This isn't just a few billionaires inviting pretty girls to party. Yachting is systemic. It's strategic. It's deliberate. The Stylist magazine launched an investigation to go more in depth on yachting, and during their investigation, it was revealed that this world operates through middlemen, promoters, agents, and fixers, many of whom work directly within Hollywood and fashion. One journalist said this, in quote, you'll see a woman on a red carpet and have no idea who she is, but someone wanted her to be seen, and there's a reason for that. End quote. There's a theory that when you see...
It's the way I think about it too, because it actually goes with what she said, like, she don't know how it is, like, different between people who are playing a game, who aren't playing a game. I see it as, it's like a fucking corporation. Like the top dog, like the boss, you will rarely see that motherfucker you will never see that motherfucker in the building. You'll rarely see that motherfucker in the building until some shit happens and it's your fault. And then it's like, all right, now I gotta come down and see what's going on and see why you acting up and da-da-da, unless you're in trouble. Or like some good shit happens and then you go, y'all chop it up. But the people that you see, like the middlemen that she was just talking about, the promoters, the DJs, the trip planners, everybody, they're exactly like the supervisors, the HR, I don't know, the cleaners, just the people around the company that have been here with the different jobs and who are under, like, the fucking assistant to the boss, the CEO. Is that type of shit. It's like a fucking, it's a structure. That's literally what it is.
A random person, mainly a random woman on the red carpet, it is a listing. She's there selling herself so that the billionaires are questioning, who's that girl and how do I get to know her even more? I always think about the random people that go to the Met Gala.
Bruh, and see, Tony, she's talking about billionaires saying, who's that girl? How do I get to know her even more? No. These billionaires are freaked out. They're saying, they're thinking in their mind, who is she? I wonder what color it is. And if you know, you know. That's literally what they thinking. They say, I want that. I want her. And not to marry. Talking about, I want to pipe that out. That's literally what they're thinking. They're fucking freaked out.
Like
I can't, bruh, I'm going to be wealthy. I already know that. But I cannot be a billionaire because you got to do certain shit. And you got to fuck over certain people. And it's not, like, bruh, you got to, I don't need $1 billion. No one needs a fucking $1 billion. I will earn, I say I do 20 million. I'm chilling. I don't even need 20 million. Right now, technically, I make 50 grand a year, but I'm chilling right now. I don't need nothing. Everything is provided for me that I can make. I make my money. I don't need that. I don't need a whole lot of shit to have fucking fun. Now, with the money and the freedom, oh yeah, I'll have a whole lot more fun. Shit like that. I really don't need a lot as of right now. And I'm still having a great time. But it's like, the people who like are chasing the money like endlessly, and I'm trying to become a billionaire. That's like, bruh, why? Because they're more focused on materialistic shit. They're focused on, because they're focused on materialistic shit, and they're using that to cope with, how they feel about themselves, or them not doing the shit that they want to do, and all this other shit to where they don't have to.
forth. But then you'll see a stunning, beautiful girl that you've never seen in your life. And yeah, you can be like, okay, that's a model, but I don't know. I feel like if I was a stylist, I would probably want a celebrity in my gown over just some random model, or at least a well-known model I'd have wear it. So it definitely makes people give the side eye. It's a very transactional system. The woman gets the platform. If she's with one of those elite stars like the billionaires and she gets to walk the red carpet with him, he gets credibility, desirability, and she does whatever he tells her to do. It's a win-win situation. So now let's talk about the women allegedly involved that you may very well know. Forums, blind items, and even leaked flight logs have tied names like Naomi Campbell, Lindsay Lohan, Cara Delevingne, Bella Hadid, Irina Shayk, and even Meghan Markle before royalty to yacht cruises.
I ain't gonna cap. I've heard about the Meghan Markle. I've heard about that shit. Now, I'm not looking into, just the flight log shit like that, but I mean, everybody pretty much saw pictures like before she was on like Suits and shit like that, or maybe while she was on Suits, like her just on yachts and shit like that, and that's apparently how she met Prince Harry or some shit like that. But people know about the Meghan Markle and shit like that. I didn't know all these other females was doing that shit.
We've constantly seen these women at Cannes appearances, and if you did not know,
Jay
the
Blige
festival is allegedly one of the biggest yachting platforms. So we've seen all of these women at these festivals. We've seen them on elite travel arrangements. Do we know if all of them were involved in sex work? Of course not. But that's the whole point. It's a very thin line between she's networking and she's being used. And it's so blurry that people often ignore it. And we will be going more in depth to a few of the women listed and some others in just a second. But according to former modeling...
I don't even know if I could say fucking thin line between networking and being used. The way I see it is like you're gonna be used regardless. If you really wanted to network, if you're really trying to network and get your page and your like social media like up there, you don't need to be on a fucking yacht. You could be at the crib collabing with other creators, collabing with other females who are doing the same thing that you're doing. Literally. I don't see it as networking. I really don't. That's neither here nor there.
Agent Eli Nahas, who was convicted in a 2007 case tied to the Cannes yacht parties. They said this in quote, "You'd definitely recognize more than a few names from Hollywood. They tell themselves what they're doing is just a date, but they know, and they like the money." End quote. And that's what makes yachting so freaking insidious. It's wrapped in visibility and luxury. It's not what you think when you think of prostitution, which is a woman on the corner that hasn't showered in a few days, has no money, is on drugs, is unkempt. No, it looks completely different. But still, at the end of the day, though the women may look different, these women are still often left emotionally shattered, traumatized, and silenced. One line from the Stylist magazine investigation when they discussed yachting was when a woman said in quote, "Every story I've heard about yachting is negative. Every girl has some kind of trauma after." End quote. Because when you think about it, when money controls the setting, the transportation, the NDA, and the outcome, how much of a choice do you really actually have?
Bro, I'm telling you, these billionaires are not good people. Because they're using their money, their greed to control everything. They're not going to be personable. You literally have to talk. You literally are talking to everybody else but the billionaire until you get into the room. You're about to go ahead and crack. Well, he is about to go ahead and crack. And it's not even like the female wants to because she doesn't even know the dude. Like, it really is prostitution. But except for prostitution, for people who are out on the streets, like, you actually know who you're going to crack because they pull up to you. Like, you're actually talking to the person. Versus when you go on a yacht, you don't find out until the person say, "Hey," maybe you see him, just walking around, just talking to everybody else but you. I highly doubt talking to the females, probably talking to just the other billionaires on the boat or the staff and shit like that. But it's like, these billionaires are very insidious. And definitely be mindful of just putting yourself in that fucking position, man. Cause not only that, like, say you do smash or shit like that. Say I do have sex. I don't even want to say smash. I'm about to get spiritual. Say you do have sex with the billionaire. Ain't no telling how many females that billionaire has had sex with, and then also how many female, like with the females that billionaire has had sex with, who those females have had sex with. So it's a whole bunch of just soul ties, and you had sex with that billionaire, and you know that he didn't do. I already know he ain't do no type of spiritual cleanse or nothing. So passing on, just I can't even say STD, but it's a spiritually transmitted disease, and a lot of the trauma and stuff like that is going to be coming from that as well, and the insecurities and those low vibrational demons are going to be coming from that billionaire, and also the females that he slept with, and also the men that those females have slept with too, because I know they're not doing no spiritual cleansing as well. But people don't even think about that like that. People's like, all right, it's okay to fuck, it's okay to, I'm just getting a bag. I got flued out. Edges is late. Well, I mean, it's mostly white women, so they don't have no edges, and it don't be late. But I just got flued out. Everything was taken care of. I ain't got to worry about nothing. Fuck it, it's just sex.